I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to share a rules overview and review of Dragon Parks. It's ages 8 and up, 2 to 5 players, and it takes 15 minutes. Let me show you how to play. The goal of the game is to attract the most visitors to your park, and at the end of 3 seasons, you move this along for each season, you tally up your number of visitors or points, and whoever has the most is the winner. For game setup, you have this little board that shows you which season you're in. There are special dragons you can win over the course of gameplay here. Each player is dealt out 3 different island cards. They all have 2 sheep and 1 egg on them, and they are 2-sided. So before you look at your cards, you're allowed to flip them to whichever side you want. And everyone is given 1 card to, it's a rules card, so you know how much different things are worth for visitor points. And each person is given 5 visitors to begin. And you are dealt out 4 of these transparent cards face down, and you are ready to begin. All you do for gameplay is each player drafts or selects 1 card per turn, and you're going to place it down on top of one of your islands, and you need to make sure you place it face up, and depending on what you select, there can be a couple actions that happen. So once you've selected a card, you place it face down, and then this person selects a card and places it face down, and then at the same time, they reveal their cards and they get to place them on an island. You need to be careful to do this face up. There are, you can't orient it upside down. They have to be aligned correctly with the island, which is a little tricky because one of the dragons is always upside down, but it's pretty easy to tell with the other items on the card. At this point, there are 2 different actions that can get you more or less visitors. If you place a dragon on top of an egg, and it has to be a dragon, you instantly get 2 more visitors to your park. So both players were able to do this time, and they got 2 visitors to their park. However, if you look, you can see that some of the dragons have what looks like an angry eye. Those are angry dragons. And on the next turn, so drafting, this is a 2-player game, so you always pass it to the left. So you just pass it across if it's 2 players, but if it's more, then it matters. And then the same thing happens. They look, they're going to select a card, and this person is going to select a card. You place them face down, and then when everyone's ready, you reveal at the same time. And you can place these cards on any one of the islands. So I'm just going to show what happens if they place it on top of this one. And we'll go ahead and have this player place theirs over here. So they're placing this on top of, there's the angry dragon, and they're placing some sheep on top of the angry dragon. And if you place anything on top of the angry dragon, it makes it angry, and you lose a visitor, which is part of the game. Don't worry too much about that. So you keep on going. That's the only thing that can happen during the selection of the cards. Either you're getting a couple extra visitors for laying a dragon. You can't put sheep on top of the eggs. When you put a dragon on top of the egg, you get a new baby dragon, and then you get more. So you just keep on going, and you pass on, and it's only 3 cards per round. So it's the final time, and this person, we'll go ahead and have them select their card. This person is going to select their card, and they reveal, and they place. This person got another 2 visitors, and this person also, they got a lot of baby eggs, dragon eggs this time. They get another 2 visitors. And it doesn't matter that they have an angry dragon here in the middle, but it was clear on top of it. So it doesn't matter that the angry dragons don't do anything unless you put anything on top of them, and then you lose a visitor. The final cards that no one has selected are just discarded off to the side. And then it is time to go to, at the end of the season, you score some visitors, and I'll show you how that works. First, you are going to award visitors to the park who has trendy dragons. Each of the trendy dragon of that season that's on any of your islands, you get 2 visitors per the trendy dragon. So this person has 3 of the trendy dragons, so they get 6 for that. The only difference between the 3 different people out here is there's individual people, there are people in Jeep that symbolize the value of 5, and then the ones in the blimp are worth 10. So you can trade them in over the course of gameplay if you want, or whatever is most convenient for scoring. So they get 6 for that, so we're just giving them a Jeep and an extra person. This person didn't have any of the trendy dragon. The next thing you award is whoever has the most blue dragons on any round gets an additional 3 visitors. This player didn't have any. This player had 1. That's all that it took. They get an additional 3 visitors, or you can do it. We make change a lot. So he would give 2 visitors back and get a Jeep full of visitors to consolidate this a little bit. And then finally, there's a legendary dragon, and whoever has the most of the yellow dragons wins one of these that are on top of the mountain. And so this player doesn't have any. This player has 1. If they each had 1, then they each would have gotten a legendary dragon. And when you get one of these, you just place it on top of one of the cards. It fits perfectly on the top of the mountain, and you place it there, and that will matter for the next level of scoring, which is you individually score the islands and award visitors accordingly. You score the individual islands by referencing this chart, and it's per different kinds of dragons on each specific island, and that's how you're awarded visitors. So this, including the legendary, they have 3 different kinds of dragons, so they would get 3 visitors for that island. Here they have 2, so they just get 1. On this side, they have 2 here, so they get 1 for that. And here they have 2 of the same type of dragon, and then another 2. So that only counts as 3 different types of dragons. So they just get 3 visitors for that. And now the legendary dragon flies away once he's been seen, which is key because now it's time to feed the dragons, and that is what the sheep are for. You count up the number of sheep you have, and as you have as many, and sometimes there are ones that are double, and those do count as 2. And as long as you have as many sheep or more than dragons, you're fine. But if you don't have enough, so here we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheep, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dragons. So they're okay. If this was later in the game, and this happens quite often where a few more of the sheep have been covered up, and if you have something like this and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheep, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the game states the dragons have to eat, and you lose 2 visitors when that happens. So that's the end of a round. If that was the case, here, we'll put these back because they were okay this turn. And at the end of a round, all of these cards stay in place. The blimp just moves on to show which the next trendy dragon is that you're collecting and scoring. And then each player is dealt out 4 of these transparent cards. And you play through another round just like that. And once you play the 3rd round, you tally up your final score of visitors, and whoever has the most is the winner. So that's how to play Dragon Parks. The target demographic for this game is it's a family game. And specifically, this is very close to Draftosaurus. It's made by the same board game company. So it's for people who liked Draftosaurus but wanted something slightly more involved and has dragons instead of dinosaurs. So still a very cool theme. The rule complexity, it is very easy, although I have to say when you open up the box for the first time, it is more overwhelming just because there are a bunch of little pieces, but they're mostly used for scorekeeping. Between this and Draftosaurus, though, if I was playing with somebody who didn't play a lot of games, Draftosaurus is an easier teach. But this is pretty much just as easy once you get things up and running. It is nothing particularly tricky. They have a great info card that tells you everything you need to know to remember on turns, and it's pretty simple once you've gone through it once or twice. So I like that. Easy to get up and running. How competitive is this? It's low to medium, I would say, because although it's not cooperative, there's not like you all win together, the drafting games, especially this kind of type of drafting game, it feels like you are competing against yourself. And there's not really any bad cards. You have plenty of options for how to place the cards down. And so it feels like you are competing against yourself or just the luck of the draw for what you've gotten, what gets passed around to you. It's difficult, especially if you have more than 2 players, to really be strategic about, oh, I'm going to pass this on to this person and this will do whatever to their hand or to their setup out there. So it makes it nice. There's minimal messing with each other. So you can play this, have a good competitive round, but there don't seem to be a lot of hurt feelings because you are just competing against yourself. The replay value is medium to high because it is so easy to get to the table. It's a 15-minute game with a fantastic theme. Grown-ups, kids, girls, boys, it seems like everybody loves dragons, and the pieces are really cool. I always know we have a winner on our hands when my older son, once we finish a game, just wants to sit there and play with all of the pieces and look at things and try it out again. So that has been the case with this one, which has been really fun and fabulous. Similar games. Clearly, Draftosaurus. If you like this, then you would probably like Draftosaurus. It just has slightly different gameplay with dinosaurs, and it's just little wooden tokens that you are strategically placing in your park, but same time of game. It's just 15 minutes and very easy to teach, so it feels very similar, but it's different enough that it is worth having both. And if you're really into the transparent cards, I would recommend you check out Swish. It's a think fun game, and it kind of is like Set, but with transparent cards that you can stack on top of each other, and you're trying to collect the most sets and win the most points. But we have been very happy with Dragon Parks. I hope it's one of our new go-to games for game nights because it is so easy and fun. So check it out. Thanks, and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.